Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. This is Trey's Myths and Tunes. I'm your local expert on all things related to self-help, discovery, oneness, leaving the matrix, expanding your consciousness, and becoming one with eternal bliss. Like and subscribe, and always check for more updates. If you just hit the subscribe button. All across the internet, all across YouTube. If you're like me and you like self-help videos, you'll find all sorts of self-made masters of the universe who have become experts on the exact topic you were studying. Say, in my case, certain topics in psychology. I am the master self-help guru. So what I have to say to all these people, including the ones who have degrees, MDs, PhDs, as well as the ones who are self-help masters of the universe, who made up all their own techniques. I'm thankful for all of you. However, it's very important for us to always remember history in the past and what has happened. When you think about it, people, these big fancy degrees, what did they use those to do in the last couple years, particularly the year 2020? What happened to the big fancy degrees then, huh? Well, you see, one of the subjects that I've attempted to bring to the light here in previous videos is the fact that this whole thing, it's a hologram. Here I am, and now I'm gone. Which is it? Well, it depends on how much light there is for the camera to use. So, John D. Rockefeller's dad sold a drinkable petroleum product for a living, according to an article I found and I freed in the magazines they give out in the cannabis store. And if that's accurate, imagine the foresight. Imagine the amount of loving planning for the future involved. But there are those up right here on YouTube who have exposed the truth that they had help from above, but unfortunately, it was the lower side of the above. It was the regressive species who brought about the idea that your MD and your judge in their black robe has authority over you. They have powers over you and me. They control us. But in the case of the judge, only if we make a huge mistake in public and break the law and get caught. In the case of the MD, for me it's similar. Only in the case if I made a huge mistake. Like when they said I fell over on my bike on September 1st, 2021, and a PG&E truck ran me over. And then 15 broken bones. After 5 days of Rockefeller choosing my medicine and food, GMOs, clones of me somewhere, I went deep down the rabbit hole. Tonight I'm watching a video interviews with some of these people who had the courage to speak the truth. Dan Willis and Laura Eisenhower. And I want to say to you too, especially, thank you. And all of you who have gotten medicine and healing off these self-made, self-styled experts, well, if it works for you, the proof is in the medicine. If these talks help you, if you learn anything, tell your friends where you learned. You learned it on Trays, Myths, and Tunes. If you enjoyed any of the music, and tell people where they can watch it. And the authority invested in me does come from the experiences I've had and from things I've learned in books, if I'm willing to practice the techniques and the meditations and the healings. And if I've learned through practicing the healings, then like any other YouTube teacher, I deem myself qualified. And that is why some of these people have thousands of followers, thousands of subscribers, or 1 million subscribers because they were handsome and cute and they were great researchers who could make fun of the world and tell you the truth. But that does not make them any less of an authority than somebody who got their credentials from Mr. Big's system that was taken over and infiltrated to some degree by the dark ones and the 1% in the last 50 years, the university system. So people, if you want to know if someone's an authority, if a teacher knows what they're talking about, it really has zilch to do with their credentials. What it has to do with is, did the medicine they give you work? Did the teaching they gave you teach you something? Did you learn something? Because if you learn something and you try it out or test it in the scientific tradition, and that teacher or that student or that what was called in ancient India that pandit is what we are. Is there's many people now who have become passionate about learning, passionate about teaching, passionate about giving wisdom and knowledge, and they would like to become professional teachers and information artists of information spreading, and that's fine. But it's up to each listener and viewer to look inside your heart to discern if this person's information is accurate, if you're willing to try it out. If it doesn't feel right, or if you think they're a psychopath, fine. However, if you don't think that the allopathic system is psychopathic by now, then you're maybe you have some issues with being delusional, because it doesn't try to hide it. However, I'm thankful those 3 MDs drained 2.5 cups of blood out of my lung. And I told them, thank you for saving my life. But it is only I that can prevent the forest fire of inflammation inside this body. No one else. So when you understand that, it's your responsibility to think of your fleshy human suit is a holy temple. When you understand that it's your responsibility to do your best to do the simple thing I've always preached, to treat everyone as La Familia. When you understand it's your responsibility to eventually learn to respect others as yourself, as an extension of yourself, not as your servant, your slave, not as someone to spit on, not as someone that you made up that doesn't exist. But yes, it's all a hologram, and everything and person you see is a part of your dream. But they all, at least the ones that are actually still alive, they all get to make a choice as well. I'm watching this wonderful interviews with this man named Howie, and I gotta read your book, and I have to say that the free will is in a capitalist society. Is that your free will is only the way that you choose to earn to make money, what you do to make income, or as my kin said, the passive income. You choose to do something by taking care of someone, by creating space for others, mining Bitcoin. Is that the definition of a man? Or is that because we're in a capitalist society, a wise man has to choose to earn money in a way that's not harmful? That could be many different things. However, you walk the tightrope with these government contracts. Walk the tightrope when you obey or believe anything that the dark ones tell you. You walk the tightrope because the plank is when you obey the pirates. You obey, and Captain Ahab doesn't like what you did, then you're going to walk the plank. But if he doesn't know where you are and you're not on that pirate ship, what difference do you make in his life? When you learn you don't have to play around with pirates, you could just wave at them or nod at them as they go by without being afraid. You nullify the contract. When you see a person exercising their freedoms and sharing that with you, and you have to make fun of it because you're tied to the box so hard and so many ropes, that this person can only be a clown, a sacred clown, I say. Because when you realize the sacred clown is just as a valuable, worthy teacher as any other being, whether they went to school for 10 years, worked on the job for 25, and then took ayahuasca or whatever or not. Each one of these YouTube personalities has things they can help you with, possibly. So give thanks for them all and have the discernment to learn in the most appropriate way from those who speak to you and your heart the most appropriately. God bless you and enjoy your lives.